What is happening at J Game Dude here, and I'm going to be talking about Gaikotsu Shotenin Honda-san, or Skullface. Well, Gaikotsu means skeleton, so I don't know why they have Skullface, but yeah, bookseller Honda-san. And it's a slice of life comedy. For some reason, the genre here is written as shoujo, and I don't know why. Is it? Yeah. Oh, no, wait. Oh no, maybe it was in Crunchyroll alone that it said it was like it fell under like the shoujo genre for some reason. Don't know why it did, but yeah. Unless I look under genres, and it just is comedy. But yeah, I've been looking for some good comedies in a while, and I'm glad I ran into this show because this is actually a great show. It's actually really funny as well. So effectively, it's about 12 episodes, around 11 or 12 minutes each, something along those lines. It has an incredibly great opening, which is really funny. Like what's animated, the music, the art style, it all just kind of adds together, and it's actually genuinely entertaining. I don't think I've ever skipped the opening or the ending either. And in fact, the band Techno Boys Pullcraft Green Fund killed it with both the opening and ending songs. So like the opening, for example, is called ISBN. So if you guys know anything about books, all books that are published, I don't know specifically in Japan or also around the world, they all have ISBN numbers. And that's where the name of the song came from, which I thought was actually hilarious. And of course the ending theme, of course, as well, was really funny. I think it was like something in Bookend. I can't remember the exact name, but it was, again, that was also really funny. But yeah, so this kind of follows the story of Honda-san, who works in a bookstore pretty much, and is kind of like, he tries to do whatever he can, because what happens is there's a bunch of people that work in a singular bookstore. Bookstore's absolutely bloody massive because each floor's kind of got like, different genres, different groups of like, books together, and each staff has to look after their own version of whatever books it may be. So the bookstore that he works at specifically specializes in manga. So like one staff member is going to look after like the BL section, one staff member is going to look after another section, and so Honda specifically looks after the sort of American comics section. So all of like the Western comics kind of go through him rather than generally Japanese manga and things like that. And this show is kind of like the exact idea, well, a really good metaphor for like what is the ideal bookstore and what is the reality of bookstores, where some people do their jobs really well, and he's just like, man, I wish I were that good, but then if I were that good I'd be panicking way too hard and things like that. So it's kind of like it's funny because it's true kind of mentality of like what it means to work at a bookstore. And I thought that was actually hilarious. And also the entire cast of characters are actually really well written and have something really different. Like, for example, the guy with the paper bag on his head, Kamibukuro, which literally just means paper bag. So Honda calls him paper bag senpai, and like just every single cast, like every single member of the cast that you can see here on this piece of art that I've got like on the left, the PV rather, not PV. That's promotional art. Is just really funny. All of them have great chemistry. They're, like their characterization. There's no overarching story, but their characterization is really good because it's kind of a matter of what would happen if this character met this character and then they had a conversation. What would that conversation look like based on what their characteristics are and who they are as individuals? What do they do in the bookstore? And kind of all of that stuff. And it genuinely, again, is just really funny to kind of sit through and watch, and it was genuinely entertaining. Given the art style, I wasn't really expecting much, but this show caught my eye when it was nominated in one of Crunchyroll's awards. Can't remember which one, what it was nominated for, but I thought, this show's nominated, I want to watch it because it looks kind of funny. And for someone like me who's been looking for a decent comedy show, but has, only found comedy elements in other shows, to actually have a genuinely funny, pure comedy for once, it genuinely is like a blast of like fresh air, more than anything else. And the themes are based around working at a bookstore, working with other people, what can customers be like and things like that, the different roller coaster of like emotions that a person can go through, what it's like to have, like, say for example, foreign customers coming into a bookstore to buy something, or like, it's just, and then the like different sort of I was about to say archetypes, but that's the wrong word, stereotypes of individuals that go to bookstores and things like that. It's just, again, genuinely hilarious. And they lean into some of the more jokes towards like fudanchis in relation to BL and things like that, for the first couple of episodes. But then beyond, it actually moves and shows like, oh, there's a lot of different types of, hilarious things that can happen in a bookstore as a member of the staff, and seeing other staff, and dealing with customers, or what if a customer complains, and then like Honda-san kind of sharing his experience of like dealing with like a customer that was complaining, going on and on the phone, that he's just like afterwards, but I was really scared afterwards. And then like one of the like, say, Full Face would just come up to him and just like pat him on the back and be like, okay, it's okay. It's a hilarious cast of characters. Nothing that I say can honestly do any of the jokes justice. I feel like if you're gonna give the show a shot, give it like the first couple of episodes for sure, and then you'll know whether or not you'll like it. Again, it's 11 or 12 minutes each per episode, and the opening and endings are absolute bangers, and funny and entertaining to just sit down and watch. And like I said, personally, didn't skip through either the opening or the ending for any of the 12 episodes, so at least from my perspective, absolutely it is a certified banger. But I had a great time watching this show. It was a lot of fun, and honestly, that 7.29 is doing a disservice. This show I'm absolutely going to give an 8 out of 10 to on my my anime list, because yeah, like I said, I there is very little I can fault the show for. It honestly felt a little bit too short, and the final episode kind of gave you an idea of like, well, this is kind of like how the store works, where we've got like, staff, a handful of staff working in the morning, a handful of staff working in the evening, who the usual evening staff are, and how all of that stuff works. So the logistics were never really covered throughout the show until the final episode. They could have done that a tad bit sooner, but I do appreciate that they really wanted to go in on, making it feel like there is that all of the staff are actually sort of like living, breathing characters in this bookstore as they work. So that was actually a fun time to watch. But yeah, it just felt a little bit too short, I feel like, because I just genuinely wanted more. But you can only really have so much of a good thing, I suppose. So those were kind of my thoughts on the show. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below, especially if you are someone who works at a bookstore and has seen the show. How realistic is it from your perspective? Very much would be interested to know. And please like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. I do want my videos to go out to more people. And of course, if those people are in fact people who work at bookstores as well and have seen the show, or maybe I might have piqued their interest in the show, again, very much be interested to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. With all that said and done though, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.